we going? Now, we did our Q&A yesterday, and a lot of people were asking about tomatoes and what should they be looking like, or should I clean the bottom off them? The tomatoes are fruiting, there's grubs on them, and I'm here to show you my tomatoes. We're actually going to see these tomatoes, and you can see I'm cleaning this now. It's a bit cold to be doing this, but I need to clean it because I haven't had a chance to come out here, so I'm going to risk it. Take off all the diseased leaves like this. Any yellowing, there's no point to leave them on, especially at the bottom. First thing, take them off. Have a look at your flower, secondly, and see how they're going. It's the stem. Come in nice and close. Come here. See this? How it's discolouring there? Okay, that's a deficiency there for us. Here's this one here as well. See that? Oh, just fell off. It's almost like something bit that there. Now, there's nothing up here to bite them. This tomato plant is actually struggling. Now, it could be excessive nitrogen, or it could be completely too alkaline. And plus, the soil could be hard. And I bet it's actually hard. It is slightly alkaline. But this is a garden bed that I established literally overnight. We put cardboard underneath. We said we'll give it a go. We put our soil on top and started planting into it. So our soil's got our compost. We put our fertilizers in it. But you can see the tomato plants are struggling. And I reckon it's because it's not getting warm enough, or it's not actually able to breathe through the cardboard, because there's about 5 or 6 layers of cardboard. So this first year, it's not a bad go. I mean, the tomatoes aren't the best. That one there is looking the worst. But considering the shape and condition the tomato plants are in, there's still a decent amount of tomatoes growing on here. So each one of them's got 5 or 6, and they're only, 80 centimetres, 90 centimetres tall, thin looking. Well, let's go compare them to the other ones. Come along. These ones here, have a look at this. This is where we've been planting our tomatoes for the last couple of years. This garden, oh, Vader, get out, come on. Good boy, behave. Anyway, look at these tomatoes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. They're the biggest on this side. Same quality, same conditions in soil. It can vary a little bit, but not enough to say of what's happening to this tomato. Now, the only reason, and you can see how they're gradually growing and getting bushier on that side there, the further away they are from the kale plants, which are obviously sucking a lot of moisture and nutrients out of the ground, the better off the tomatoes are. So obviously when you companion plant with kale, they don't like it. Have a look at that, how small that is. Same strain, no difference, but just look at the quality in that one there. I haven't pruned it at all. I've got to clean it up underneath there. Lots of flowers, lots of strong flowers. Hasn't set any fruit at the bottom yet. We'll be patient with these ones. We'll see how we go, but huge difference. So when you think about planting tomatoes and kale, keep them right opposite end from each other. Let's check out these ones down here. And these are on a metal frame. Another area, again, this is the top of the garden where they don't perform as well as the ones down there, but still this garden bed here, we've had a few self-germinating varieties which may come up a little bit late now. I think there's a few that have come up down there. We've had some great success in growing wild tomatoes, self-germinating ones over here. I've planted 3, 6 here, 2 sheets of mesh. And some people have said, oh, the concrete mesh is going to heat up too much, the tomato plants are going to burn. They're not burning. We've had some serious winds through here the last couple of days, and huge changes in weather temperature, fluctuating from 35 down to 10 at the moment. That's why I'm dressed like this. And these tomatoes, they're okay. I'm going to climb them up all the way up. Again, we've only got 1 fruit down at the bottom here. I reckon some of you got better crop than I have this year. Well, lucky you. But we've got plenty of flower clusters here. Look at this. And they have set fruit. So if I get all these to set fruit here and grow to at least half a kilo each, well, we've done our job there. That's all we need. Come around this side here, have a look at these ones. These here, I thought I was going to frame them up as well like I did on that side. But some people say to me, you don't have to train them up or prune them or anything. Yeah, I've grown them that way many times, and I thought for this year as well, I'm going to allow this one, and there's probably one just under here, under the silver beet flowers. I'm going to let them ramble out everywhere, and I've got to do a little bit of weeding here, and I'll control them so they don't get too out of hand. They do need a bit of a prune, a bit of yellowing in the middle. They're okay, still no fruit. It's too cold for us. And these are the ones that have gone completely backwards because, apart from the soil being boggy, we've got too many plants here, and the spring onions have really taken over and all the vitamins out of the plants themselves. So the tomatoes, I don't think they're going to get any better. They're going to produce, they've already set some fruit, but they're not going to get any thicker. They're struggling to compete against everything else in here. Yeah, I can pull them out, but look how many flowers and seeds I'm going to get out of this. Why would I do that? I'm going to sacrifice these tomatoes for the purpose of harvesting some seed out of this garden bed. And these ones here, well, they haven't been trained at all yet. Just stuck them in the ground and whatever happens to them. We've got beetroot around them, and we've got some more leafy greens that we're going to collect seed from. We've got a wild one down here. Yeah, we're doing different trials here, folks, that's for sure. We're not growing them all the same way. And we've got dogs trampling all over them as well. There you go. Look at these. I don't know if it's the spring onions that's killing the other tomato plants, but they're not killing these tomatoes, that's for sure. These need to be trained up. I thought I'd get away without training these ones, but unfortunately, yeah. So it's never too late to train your tomato plant, folks. You've really got to pick the strongest of the leaders, and depends on how many you want to keep. I'm going to keep 2 or 3 out of these ones here each, and that's going to happen in the next day or two, and put a frame up, because these ones obviously are going to perform much better than that one over there. And capsicums on the outside, we're doing okay. So I reckon at the end of the day, it's not so much how you fertilise your plants, but it's also the type of soil you have and the condition of the soil. 2 raised garden beds, and you can see a completely different scenario going on with tomatoes, the way they're growing and these ones are growing. Whether it's competition or not, whether it's 3 metres apart or not, at the end of the day, the soil is different, and that's made a huge difference to the growth and quality of the plant. So look after your garden bed, always compost your garden bed, always feed it well, so in turn it feeds the plants that you are trying to grow. Whether it's an edible plant or a flowering plant, whatever you're doing, do it well and do it safe. From me, Vasily, Maresi.